Ibn Arabi often reminded people who were searching for truth that the thoughts in your heart are not just small whispers. They are like seeds that shape both your body and your soul. He said, the world you see around you is just a mirror of the world inside you. When your heart is not well, even your body feels weak because of it. There was a young student who came to a Sufi teacher, complaining about always feeling weak and sick. He said, "How can I follow God's path when even a short walk makes me so tired? Maybe I'm just not made for this kind of life." The teacher looked carefully into his eyes and said, "It's not your body that is weak, my child. It's the picture you have of yourself in your mind that has trapped you. Change the picture inside your mind and your body will change too." Ibn Arabi would call this Tasawwur, the pictures in your mind that create your reality. If you keep imagining yourself as weak and fragile, life will prove you right. If you imagine yourself held up by God's strength, you will feel new energy flowing into you. The teacher wasn't telling the student to pretend his problem didn't exist, but to stop making it worse with fear. He was teaching that trusting in Allah brings hidden sources of strength, just as the Prophet said, "The strong believer is more loved by Allah than the weak believer," though both have goodness in them. Strength here isn't just about muscles. It's strength of your will, of your faith, of knowing for certain that God is supporting you. The student understood that weakness in the body is a test, but weakness in your thinking is a choice. Ibn Arabi often reminded us that sickness in the body is hard, but sickness in your beliefs is even harder. When a person keeps saying, "I am weak, I am broken," he wraps chains around his own spirit. The Quran teaches us, "Do not lose hope and do not be sad, for you will surely win if you are true believers." Notice, it doesn't talk first about medicine or the body, but about your heart being certain. A seeker once told his teacher, "Master, since I was young I have been weak. Medicines don't help much, and I'm afraid I cannot serve Allah with a body like this." The teacher smiled and said, "My child, medicines heal the body, but it's belief that heals the soul. If you keep telling the story of your weakness over and over, your body will follow that story. But if you tell a new story on Allah is my strength, He supports me, then your body will start to follow that light." Ibn Arabi explained that thoughts are not just shadows. They are quiet energies connected to the unseen world. He wrote, "What you imagine with strong belief, you invite into your life." If a servant of God only imagines sickness, he builds a house for it. But if he imagines strength with full trust in Allah, then hidden power wakes up, because the body listens to the spirit. The student, amazed, asked, "Master, is it really possible? Can my thoughts heal what years of medicine could not?" The teacher replied, "It's not just thinking, it's faith that changes things. When you believe with certainty that your life is in the hands of the One, that certainty becomes medicine stronger than plants and drinks." Among the Sufis, there is a lesson very much like this. Ibn Arabi said, "The words of the teacher don't give you power. The certainty with which you believe them does." A student once came to his teacher complaining about being sick. The teacher spoke words of comfort, saying, "By Allah's permission, you shall feel better tomorrow." The student trusted with his whole heart, and indeed the next day he felt strength come back to his body. But when the teacher warned, "Who knows what tomorrow will bring?" the student let fear grow inside him and his body became weak again. This shows a great secret. Faith and fear are both seeds. The body obeys whichever one you water. If you hold on to trust in Allah, strength flows even into tired bones. But if you give yourself over to doubt, then weakness finds its way back. The Prophet said, "I am as my servant thinks of me." If you think of Allah as the giver of healing, healing comes down. If you think only of sickness, you open the door for it to stay. Ibn Arabi explained that the body shows your inner state. He wrote, "The shape of the world is the shape of your thought." When the student put his faith in his teacher's words, he felt full of life. When he replaced faith with fear, his own thought called sickness back to him. The real healer wasn't the words spoken, but the certainty that lived in his heart. In Sufi teaching, this is a timeless truth. The heart is the workshop of destiny. Ibn Arabi said the shape of your body is nothing but the shape of your belief. What you allow to live inside you will dress itself in flesh. When the student returned to his teacher complaining about weakness again, the teacher smiled and said, "My child, you did this to yourself. Yesterday your faith healed you. Today your fear made you sick once more." The student was amazed. "Master, how can my mind create sickness?" The teacher replied, "Don't you see? It was your trust that lifted you up and your doubt that broke you down. The body is only an obedient servant. It follows the voice it hears inside you." The Quran itself reminds us, indeed, it's not the eyes that become blind, but it's the hearts inside the chests that become blind. The blindness of fear makes the body stumble, while the sight of certainty makes it strong. Ibn Arabi called the human mind a spark of the divine breath. It carries a trace of the creative command, kun, be. When a thought is filled with strong belief, it becomes an echo of that command, shaping both body and soul. The teacher explained, "Your body is made by your inner state. It's not only your flesh that obeys your thoughts, but your mind, your willpower, and your very life force. When you think weakly, your will weakens. When you think strongly, your spirit grows." Ibn Arabi called this moment the unveiling of yaqeen, certainty. He said, "When the heart believes with full strength, the unseen world bends to meet it." The student, though sick and weak, suddenly felt a mysterious lightness and strength flow through him because for the first time his inner picture changed. His body had no choice but to follow. The Quran tells us, "Is it not by remembering Allah that hearts find rest?" When the heart finds rest, the body also receives peace. Stress, fear, and doubt disappear, and energy returns. Modern language calls it healing, but the Sufis called it alignment. When the servant's belief aligns with the divine will, change happens in ways the mind cannot explain. There is a story of a student who was stuck in bed for months. His teacher placed a hand on his chest and said, "Get up, for Allah has not written you among the weak." The student believed instantly, and within days his body was strong again. Others doubted, saying it must be coincidence, but the Sufi path knows there are no coincidences, only the hidden laws of faith at work. Ibn Arabi wrote, "The heart is a mirror of the divine name. When it reflects the name Al-Qawi, the strong, strength appears in the servant." This is what happened. Weakness dissolved because the student stopped feeding it. Instead, he reflected the name of God that gives power, and his body filled with unexpected energy. The student's doubts vanished in that moment. He understood it wasn't medicine, not circumstances, but his inner certainty that brought forth strength. And once certainty came, the illness disappeared as though it had never existed. He often taught that the greatest medicine isn't in plants or doctors, but in the state of the heart. He said, When you believe yourself broken, you call upon the name that breaks. But when you believe yourself whole, you call upon the name that heals. Many people look for cure after cure, but secretly carry the belief, I will never be well. That belief itself becomes their sickness. The Quran declares, and whoever relies upon Allah, He is sufficient for him. Reliance isn't passive. It's the active choice to see good where others see only bad luck. A Sufi once said, the one who knows God sees light even in prison, for he knows the bars are also made by God. If you train your heart to notice goodness in every face and every moment, you drink from purity. But if you focus on problems and shadows, you poison yourself with what you take in. Ibn Arabi compared the heart to a body. Just as the body takes in food and gets rid of waste, the heart must take in light and get rid of darkness. When you hold on to jealousy, anger, or suspicion, those poisons will mark themselves on your face and dim your energy. But when you grow mercy, gratitude, and hope, your very presence becomes medicine to others. The key is awareness. Thoughts are like guests. They knock constantly. If you remain unconscious, both good and harmful ones enter freely. But when you are awake, you choose who crosses your doorway. This is why the Sufis practiced Muracaba, deep watchfulness of the heart. It's a form of meditation where you sit quietly, watching the stream of thought, letting harmful ones pass like smoke and anchoring yourself in the remembrance of God. Ibn Arabi wrote, the heart, polished by remembrance, reflects only the beauty of the real. And when the real is reflected, your thoughts no longer break you, they heal you. The heart is a field, and every thought is a seed. If you scatter seeds carelessly, weeds will cover the garden. But if you are alert, watching carefully what enters, then only the seeds of light take root. He said, awareness is the guardian of the heart. Without it, you are robbed in your own house. To awaken this awareness, the Sufis practice Muracaba, silent watchfulness. Sit with your thoughts. Watch them as they rise, but don't let them drag you. The more alert you become, the more power you have to choose which thoughts stay. This is the beginning of mastery. Concentration strengthens this mastery. Just as the archer hits the target only when his gaze doesn't waver, so too the seeker must train his mind to hold firmly to a single noble thought. Ibn Arabi would advise, fix in your heart a word that reflects God's name, like peace or light. Hold it, repeat it, breathe it, and let your body feel it. In time, it will shape your reality. Think of a phrase such as, I am at rest because Allah is with me, or the joy of God fills my being. Repeat it with strong belief. Picture it until it becomes part of your very breath. This isn't empty repetition. It's prayer woven into thought. When your concentration channels all energy in one direction, your thoughts grow strong enough to color the fabric of your life. The Quran reminds, call upon me and I will answer you. Calling isn't only with the tongue, but also with the heart's focus. When the heart calls with one voice, reality itself bends to reply. Nothing in this world, no distraction, no news, no quick entertainment is more precious than the growth of your soul. He said, the real doesn't hide himself, it's your gaze that turns elsewhere. Every moment you invest in remembrance, every breath you dedicate to awareness builds the ladder of your rise. When you turn inward with sincerity, you discover a treasure more valuable than kingdoms, the presence of the one who has been with you all along. And once you taste this, you will know there is no greater goal than the growth of the heart. If this video resonated with you, like this video and share this with your loved one. Also watch our other videos now on your screen. Thanks for watching.